Here's how I made about 2K today as a 20-year-old trader. The price action was not all that interesting this morning, I'm not gonna lie, but I was able to find 2 trades. I normally just take one, but I did take a second one today. So I'm gonna break down both of those for you guys real quick. And if you did have any questions about my strategy or just trading in general, be sure to comment them below and I'll be sure to help you out. So to start off, coming into the day, we were definitely looking pretty bearish. You'll see like higher time frame on the 4-hour here, we're making straight lower highs and lower lows. So you'll see here there's a lower high, lower high, lower high, and then we've got like a couple lower lows, like this lower low, this lower low, this lower low. So we're definitely forming like bearish market structure, and you'll see we've just got like these very clear lows below, like this 4-hour low, this 4-hour low, and we're looking bearish, right? So I'm trading continuation, I'm trading with the trend, so I'm just looking for us to take out these lows pretty much. But as you'll see, that did not exactly happen today. We did start pumping off of open, but I was thinking, okay, I'm looking for shorts. Maybe we're just taking out liquidity before pushing lower. So I did have some highs marked out for potential reversal spots as well. So I had these couple highs marked out. And like I said, we pumped off open. So after this pump here, I thought maybe we were just flipping and really did not want shorts, but then we started rejecting. That pretty much solidified my bearish bias on the day. And as you'll see, we did not quite hit this target, but I did attempt to trade in here. Once we came down and rejected this low, all of these time frames look good to me for shorts. Like you'll see this 5-minute closure after this sweep. I mean, the 15-minute, look at this rejection coming down. Like I definitely wanted these shorts, and like I said, I was pretty bearish on the day. So that was the target, and we did come down. We got a little bit of a retrace, chopped some, and then after, I think it was this candle is where I entered at the bottom here, and my target was, of course, these lows. And then my stop loss was kind of just somewhere up here above this gap. And I always go break even after a significant high or low to the left, depending on if I'm long or short. So in this case, we were short. We had these lows to the left. Once we traded below these, I'm thinking at this point, we're either going to deliver, or if we reject off this liquidity, then I want to be out at break even. So once we traded below this, moved my stops to break even, and we came down to here, thought this trade was going to bang, and I was happy to end off the week like this. Would have made a lot more money on this trade than the trade that I did take, but unfortunately this was a break even. So I normally would just call it a day there, but I was kind of just like chilling, open to taking something else. So once we started pushing up higher, I thought maybe I was just wrong and shorts were not the move for the day. And I don't like to marry a bias, even though I did want shorts. If we are really just pushing higher, like I said, I'm trading along with the trend. And if we're going higher, I want the continuation. I want to be a part of that. So we started pushing up higher, and you'll see like on the 5-minute here, after this closure, I was feeling pretty good for longs up to these highs. We also had a 4-hour unfilled fair value gap, and then this 4-hour high right here. So I thought that this was a pretty solid target, but I generally go for any hourly highs that are around that area, just in case we might reject off of there first. So like I said, coming onto the 1-minute here, we started pushing higher, and we got this small little rejection candle, pushed back up a little bit. Once this candle was trading up here, I decided to enter long. I kind of got a terrible entry. That is on me, but this thing wicked up. I entered and then it instantly came back down. So was a little bit nervous on this one. My entry was somewhere around here, and then TP was of course at this liquidity I marked out. And I almost got stopped out on this one, but we had a 5-minute fair value gap, which was this big one here. Once we tapped into this and then got a good rejection, I felt pretty calm again, just because I was thinking, all right, we rejected at that 5-minute, we're pushing higher, and we're definitely going to bang on this trade. So this came back up, like I said, and once we hit this high to the left, I went break even. I'll mark it out in orange for you. Once we traded above there, I went break even, and we came back down a little bit, got semi close to back to my break even, but did end up hitting that TP literally one tick above. So pretty perfect there. Like I said, obviously I wanted that other trade to bang, would have made a lot more money, but it is what it is, you know. All you can do is work with what you got in trading, and this is what the charts gave me today. Took this and got my dub and ended off the week on a good note. Also, just wanted to show you guys proof of the trade real quick. We have our realized P&L of $444.40 on our Top Step X here. We got the 5 Express accounts, and there's no more slippage anymore. If you're copy trading, you get an identical fill on every one, so it was exactly the same of 444.40 for a little over 2K total on the day. If you did make it through this whole video, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you learned something from this, and like I said before, if you have any questions, be sure to let me know, and I will see you guys the next time that I take a trade.